Well, President Obama and British Prime Minister David Cameron vowing to stand up against the threat from ISIS. The two leaders speaking out in a joint op-ed ran in the London Times as they gather for today's NATO summit in Wales. They wrote this, quote, "We will not waver in our determination to confront ISIL. If terrorists think we will weaken in the face of their threats, they could not be more wrong. Countries like Britain and America will not be cowed by barbaric killers. We will be more forthright in the defense of our values, not least because a world of greater freedom is a fundamental part of how we keep our people safe." Strong words. Will they be backed by strong action? Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters is a Fox News strategic analyst who I usually see in a box next to me, and now I see you here at the desk. It's good to be with you.
It's great to see you again in person.
Great to have you here. Thank you so much. Forceful words. David Cameron kind of started this cavalcade of forceful words on Friday when he came out much stronger than President Obama on this issue. But can they be backed with actions is the question, right?
No, they will not be backed with action, at least not in the short term. The contrast here is that Prime Minister Cameron has the will, but not the power. President Obama has the power, but not the will. And so, while I'm glad for the forceful statements don't change the world. Contrary to the myth of the campus and the left, rhetoric is not what fundamentally changes humanity. Throughout history, warfare has been, like it or not, and I don't like it, warfare has been humanity's primary means of forcing massive change. And unless we're willing to fight opponents such as Islamic State, they will just continue to grow and the threat grows worse, et cetera, et cetera.
You know, Brett and I were just talking about something that he received from an observer of the Special Forces in Iraq who were saying, you know, gates of hell, we can't even get off our base because the president's given us the order to protect the U.S. Positions in that area, in Erbil and in a few other places, and send humanitarian aid, but they feel like their hands are tied.
Well, their hands are tied. Their feet are tied, too. It's just absolutely pathetic. And I heard on Fox last night, on Megyn Kelly's show, after I was on, an apologist for the administration came on and said, well, Obama stopped ISIS. Well, we stopped him in 3 tactical local locations, and that's a good thing. Anything we do is better than nothing. But meanwhile, they've raised their flag on the Israeli border. They're drawing recruits from around the world. Everybody loves a winner in jihadi world. They're growing ever more powerful, ever richer. And I fear, Martha, I fear that the president is using this need to build a coalition, the need to establish a unity government in Baghdad, which is not going to happen in a meaningful way. He's using all this as an excuse not to take action, and action is needed now against Islamic State. And oh, by the way, there's a problem in Ukraine too.
Well, he's hearing this from Joe Biden. He's hearing it from Elizabeth Warren. He's hearing it from Al Franken. I mean, you know, some people observe what the president's posture is on this and say it's all part of the plan. That now you've got the UAE offering help, you've got military help coming in from Germany, that he's working this entire situation behind the scenes and keeping a lower profile because he doesn't want to go it alone. He wants everybody in. Do you think that's what's happening?
No. I mean, I do think he doesn't want to go it alone. I think he's terrified of taking action. I mean, this man, whom we elected twice, seems incapable of making difficult decisions, as though it's some sort of deep psychological problem. But as far as coalition building goes, we need to get past the politics. Remember, the left just excoriated Bush the Younger for not having a coalition, not having the world behind him. He had 48 nations on board when we went into Iraq in 2003. 5 out of every 6 contributed troops. His father built a tremendous coalition in Desert Storm. And Obama is not going to be able to build a forceful coalition for the simple reason that nobody trusts him. They can't count on him. He betrayed our East European allies earlier. He let NATO down in Afghanistan. He's let his allies down in Iraq. He cannot be trusted. And I always tell people that if you know, there is one single thing that Putin and Obama have in common. It's not their words that matter. It's what they do, or in the president's case, what he fails to do. We must take action against Islamic State now. The president seems almost physically incapable of doing what must be done.
Ralph Peters, thank you very much. Good to have you this morning.